What happens when a confident boxer walks into the MGM Grand Conference Center thinking he's going to upset the monster, but ends up face down on the canvas in round 7? This breakdown shows exactly how Naoya Inoue destroyed Jason Moloney with surgical precision on Halloween night 2020. The first 2 rounds looked competitive, but Inoue was setting deadly traps the whole time. By the end, you'll see exact moments that sealed Moloney's fate and why this 7th round knockout was inevitable from the opening bell. What happens when a mouse walks into a cobra's den thinking it's a cheese factory? October 31st, 2020, MGM Grand Conference Center. Kenny Bayless calls the fighters to the center. The bell rings for round 1. Moloney comes forward confident, throwing his jab. Crack! Inoue's counter lands instantly. The speed gap is already obvious. Both guys working behind their jabs, Moloney backs Inoue to the ropes, but he can't capitalize. Cross counter lands clean for Inoue. His timing is already perfect. Moloney rips good body shots inside. He's having some success early. Round 2 continues the back and forth. Moloney's moving forward, landing some solid shots. Good body work from the Australian. He's not intimidated yet, but watch Inoue's eyes. He's studying every movement, learning every habit. The first 2 rounds looked competitive, but Inoue was downloading Moloney's entire game plan like a boxing computer. What happens when your body gets an eviction notice delivered by 4-ounce hammers? Round 3 arrives. Time for Inoue to go to work. Beautiful uppercuts finding their target. Moloney's getting caught coming in. Left hook rocks Moloney's head back. That got his attention fast. The power shots are starting to accumulate, each one harder than the last, and round 4, Moloney's trying to change tactics with lateral movement. That's not gonna matter. Inoue adapts instantly. His jab becomes a piston. Right hands follow like bombs. The corner is yelling at Inoue not to let Moloney fight close. Too late. Moloney's already getting schooled at every range. Round 5, the real punishment begins. Right hand over Moloney's guard drops him to his knees mentally, and Moloney does a double step trying to steady himself. His legs are already betraying him. 5 rounds in, and Moloney's body is sending urgent messages to his brain. We're in serious trouble. What happens when confidence meets reality and reality wins by knockout? Between rounds, you can see the shift in Moloney's corner. The optimism from rounds 1 and 2 is gone, replaced by urgent whispers and worried looks. Keep your distance! Don't get in close! But how do you keep distance from a fighter who closes gaps like teleportation? Moloney's body language tells the real story. The bouncing confidence from the early rounds has been replaced by cautious movement. His jab isn't as crisp, his footwork isn't as smooth, and meanwhile, Inoue looks like he's just getting warmed up. Every round, he's learning more. Every exchange makes him more dangerous. The psychological damage is piling up faster than the physical punishment. When a power puncher starts landing clean shots, doubt creeps into your mind like poison. By round 5, survival mode. Just trying to hear the bell. That 6th round knockdown was a masterpiece. Inoue had been setting up that counter left hook for 3 rounds straight. What happens when Vegas lights meet your consciousness and only one of them stays on? Round 7, the final chapter of Moloney's night. Inoue comes out calm and calculated. He can smell the finish approaching. Moloney throws a desperate jab, still trying to find a miracle punch. But miracles don't exist when you're fighting the monster. Inoue, he stays patient, waits for the perfect opening. Moloney shoots another jab too slow with his right hand follow-up, and that's it. That is the mistake that Inoue was waiting for. Short, compact right hand perfectly timed right across Moloney's exposed chin. Crack! The sound echoes through the bubble like a gunshot. Moloney's lights go out instantly. He crashes face first onto the canvas. He tries to climb off the deck, but never makes it to his feet. Kenny Bayless doesn't even need to count to 10. It's over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Time of stoppage, 2 minutes, 59 seconds of round 7. Moloney is completely unconscious on the canvas. This is why they call him the Monster. And it ain't because he's cuddly. 7 rounds of pure boxing artistry, not the pretty kind you hang in galleries, the violent kind that leaves opponents unconscious. Those early rounds weren't competitive. They were, in a way, gathering intelligence for his systematic destruction. The 6th round left hook knockdown? No, that wasn't luck. Inoue had been timing that counter since round 3, just waiting for Moloney to make the exact mistake. That final right hand was surgical precision disguised as raw power. Short, compact, delivered at the perfect moment, right when Moloney's chin was completely exposed. Every jab Moloney threw was being cataloged by Inoue's boxing computer brain. Every defensive habit was being memorized for future exploitation. Every timing pattern was being stored in the monster's mental database. Kind of like a sniper waiting for the perfect shot. Inoue knew exactly when Moloney would leave his chin exposed for that devastating counter. The body shots in rounds 3 through 5 weren't random violence. They were calculated investments in future destruction. Each liver shot weakened Moloney's foundation like termites eating away at wooden beams. Each solar plexus bomb sapped his energy reserves drop by drop. And by round 6, those investments were paying deadly dividends with compound interest. Inoue's footwork throughout the fight was pure chess mastery on canvas. Every step forward cut off Moloney's escape routes like closing doors in a burning building. Every lateral movement created fresh angles for attack, and every pivot opened up new targets for surgical strikes. And what happens when you witness boxing perfection that rewrites the sport's rulebook? Watch how Inoue's attack patterns evolved like a predator, adapting to wounded prey. Early rounds showcased lightning-fast counters that left Moloney confused and even frustrated. In the middle rounds, he brought heavy artillery designed to break down his structural integrity piece by piece. The final rounds revealed pure killer instinct, an apex predator closing in for the kill. Moloney's corner knew they were witnessing something beyond normal human boxing ability. Between rounds, desperation infected their voices, kind of like a virus. Keep your hands up, stay behind the jab, don't get caught reaching. But what tactical advice do you give when a fighter is sharing a ring with a supernatural force? The crowd inside the MGM bubble, they sensed the inevitable knockout 3 full rounds before it landed. Every Inoue combination brought collective gasps from the audience. They weren't just watching competitive boxing, they were witnessing a public execution performed with artistic precision and cold calculation. This performance separated Inoue from every other bantamweight on the planet. Other fighters have power, other fighters have speed, but nobody combines technique, timing, power, and ring intelligence like the Monster. This wasn't just a knockout, it was a statement to the entire boxing world. The technical mastery on display made veteran trainers shake their heads in disbelief. This is what boxing looks like when performed by someone operating on a completely different level. What happens when legends are born in 7 rounds of violence? The punch stats tell the story of complete domination. Inoue landed 107 of 338 shots, while Moloney only connected on 62 of 334. But numbers don't capture the real violence. From the opening bell, this looked like David versus Goliath, except David forgot his slingshot and Goliath brought dynamite in both hands. After the fight, Inoue said, "The final punch, the finishing punch, I'm very happy and satisfied with that punch. Moloney, he has a great defense, and it was very difficult to get through." Difficult to get through? He made it look like breaking into a paper bag with a sledgehammer. The crowd went silent for a split second when the right hand landed. Then, the place exploded like they'd witnessed something supernatural. Because they had. They just watched the monster do what monsters do best. Remind everyone why some fighters operate in a completely different universe. This knockout didn't just end a fight, it announced the arrival of boxing's next superstar. Promoters started making phone calls, networks began planning bigger stages. The bantamweight division had found its king. ESPN's highlight reels would play this knockout for years to come. Boxing historians would reference this performance when discussing the greatest displays of punching precision ever captured on camera. Inoue improved to 20-0 with 17 knockouts. Some fighters throw punches. The monster throws game-ending haymakers that rearrange your entire life plan. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more knockouts that rewrite the laws of physics.